Prince Andrew no longer and Royal Lodge no longer. This is shocking news. We've just had a big statement come out from Buckingham Palace to say that Prince Andrew, he will be formally stripped of his titles and he is getting turfed out of Royal Lodge. Let's take a read. His Majesty has today initiated a formal process to remove the style, titles and honours of Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew will now be known as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. His lease on Royal Lodge has to date provided him with legal protection to continue in residence. Formal notice has now been served to surrender the lease and he will move to alternative private accommodation. These censures are deemed necessary, notwithstanding the fact that he continues to deny the allegations against him. Their Majesties wish to make clear that their thoughts and utmost sympathies have been and will remain with the victims and survivors of any and all forms of abuse. Wow, they have gone all the way, fully turfed him out, the royal family, and sounds like out of royal accommodation as well. Now, there are rumours of him maybe being moved to Frogmore Cottage, but no mention of that here. It just says alternative private accommodation. We'll probably find out at some point in the near future where exactly he is going. A lot of people thought there was no way to kick him out because it's a 75-year lease, and we thought, well, the only way he can be kicked out is if he doesn't pay the rent. But then we found out that the rent is only a peppercorn if demanded each year. So I'm not sure exactly legally how they have managed to kick the guy out, but this is huge, and I think a lot of people would agree that a property of this size, a 30-room property, is completely out of order for someone who quite frankly doesn't deserve it, who's completely disgraced the royal family. I mean, let's just remind ourselves of who this man is. I mean, Prince Andrew, he has been a total disgrace because of his ties to Jeffrey Epstein. We then found out recently that he had essentially lied because he previously claimed that he had cut all ties with Jeffrey Epstein in 2010, but then emails revealed that that was not the case, and they stayed pals and they stayed in contact. And when he said that he met him in Central Park, he said that was to cut ties with him, but he actually stayed with him for a few days, and it was actually just mates meeting up and still enjoying each other's company by the looks of it. Of course, we've just had Virginia Giuffre's posthumous memoir come out, this book come out, which is very damning. Says that Prince Andrew had sex with her as if it was his birthright to do so. Of course, he denies all of the claims in that book, but it is pretty horrifying, some of the stuff that she had to say about her experience, and this has rumbled on for a long time in the royal family. Of course, we had the Queen help Prince Andrew to pay, I think it was 12 million quid to basically make this case go away some time ago, thinking that would draw a line in the sand and make this go away, but it has continued to rumble on. Of course, he did that interview with Emily Maitlis, where again this was something which they thought, and the Queen approved of this, thinking this would draw a line under the sand and get rid of this problem, but actually all he did was get his knickers in a twist even further by making all sorts of strange claims about Pizza Express in Woking, about him having a condition that means that he can't sweat, and all sorts of nonsense. It was a very strange interview. And then, of course, as well as being in this memoir that's just come out about Virginia Giuffre, we've also had him embroiled in this this Chinese spy scandal case. We found out that he has been hanging out with the Chinese spy master, who is thought to have been the mastermind of the spying that went on in Parliament. So he really has been a disgrace to the royal family. And one thing a lot of people will be thinking about is, did this come from William? Of course, this is going to be officially coming from the King. It says His Majesty has initiated the formal process, but people are thinking that actually it's William who's looking ahead, knowing that he's going to be the king sometime in the future. He wants to clear up the air. the king has been softer about the idea of, for example, Prince Harry coming back and having a closer relationship again, but William wants absolutely none of it. He seems to have no tolerance for bullshit whatsoever, and people very, very much suspect that this is Prince William saying, I'm sorry, but before I am the king, this guy is out. We cannot have this man hanging around like a bad smell. What's going to be very, very interesting, though, is now that he is going to be formally completely out of the royal family, and the royal family's press team presumably then don't have control of him with his engagements with the press, what is he going to do? Because we know that this is what I would say is a stubborn, arrogant man with no humility, complete inability to accept fault for anything, to say sorry for anything. Will he start going on media rounds without any of the royal family's control, claiming that he's been turfed out unfairly, trying to almost like Meghan, trying to smear the royal family's name because he is salty? I don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to be very interesting. But this is absolutely huge, huge, huge news. I think the last time this happened was something like 1913, or at least 100 years ago, that someone has been stripped of their titles like this. This is absolutely huge. Anyway, that is the latest. I'm Chloe Dobbs. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any more news updates. See you next time.